You know what? I've been thinking about a lot of Adler and Adlerian psychology lately, and I actually been binging it, if I have to, if I can confess. And he breaks away from people like Freud and Jung, who were, determinism. Like, they look at like psychic wounds and trauma that determine our fate and our life. I'm like, no, wait a second, I think that's bullshit. And we all fall into it. And when I say all, I mean, that's not right, but many of us do. But think about how, like, Philip Larkin said once, a British writer, like, the parents really fuck you up. And yeah, parents can fuck you up. The world can fuck you up. But does that give us a pass? Saying, well, I was abused, or I was neglected, or I was overly pampered, and that's why I'm so messed up. Okay, yeah, but in Adlerian psychology, based on my very limited 2 weeks of binging with Adler, is the idea of self-reliance, right? Like, I can let that pain be a portal into discovery or into growth. I don't have to see it as an excuse to stay where I am, like like a boat out here, my kayak, with no paddle. No, I can determine in how much I can control my life, right? If I want to go over there, I can go over there. If I see someone over there, like, oh, okay, I know that one person. They were at the Weiss, actually. It was kind of weird. It's a small world up here. But it's like, hey, how you doing? First time on the lake? Yeah, it's great. But if I just use an excuse like, well, people are the enemy and the world is a battleground, I'm going to see everyone as an enemy, right? I'm going to see every human interaction as a trial, like of gladiators, and it shouldn't be that way. But as Americans, especially, we're so competitive, and it's not healthy. It's not healthy. And it just leaves us, because we're always looking for the next thing, the next person to conquer, or the next job to get that's going to make us even more popular or feel better. But, when you go to graveyards or you go to funerals, guess what they don't talk about? How much money the person had, or how much they were worth in a monetary way. Because at the end of the day, it matters, because we got to put food on the table and, go to college if we want to go to college. And, life's expensive, but it doesn't have to be as expensive. And we make life, as Adler says, much more difficult than it needs to be. It's relatively simple. We just complicate things with our needs and our desires and our wanting to get and spend, and being tied to a huge house and being tied to all of these material things that it's a happiness, it's a desire that does not ultimately bring happiness. We're people. We're communal, right? Like my goldfish. And when we disconnect from the community, we disconnect from the soul. We disconnect from God, if you want to say that. But so these are just my musings here on a Friday late morning on Roamingwood Lake in Lake Ariel, Pennsylvania. Thank you, everyone.